Hey Townsville, we're counting down 20 of Townsville's top suburbs in 60 seconds or less, starting at number 20. Let's go!
Coming in at number 20 is Cosgrove. This hilltop suburb overlooks the Bowley River and was only opened up for development in the 2010s. This is one of Townsville's most affordable modern suburbs. The median house price here is $450,000. And the highest priced house ever sold in the suburb is right behind me, and it sold for only $590,000. I personally chose to live here in Cosgrove because there are beautiful modern homes like Mount Low and Burdell, but it takes 10 minutes less to get to work in the morning. If you've got kids, this is a great place to settle down because the parks built by the developer are absolutely gorgeous. And there's even a great community garden where you and your neighbours can grow vegetables together.
Number 19 is one of my personal favourites, Gelago. Gelago is one of the newest suburbs in Townsville to be developed. Lendlease is planning on a 40-year extension here, including 6 schools and 3 community centres. The median price of a family home here is $562,000, but occasionally we see luxury builds like this one on Vista Place that sold for $800,000 in March 2022. You'll find me hanging out with the cool kids at the Wadamuli Playground, which is one of the best sets of play equipment in all of Townsville and regularly hosts the pop-up food trucks. Because Gelago is on the Alligator Creek side of town, it naturally gets more rain than the northern suburbs, so it's easy to keep your lawn green here.
Number 18 is West End. West End is one of Townsville's original suburbs, and it houses the oldest community cemetery, as well as the longest continually operating pub, the West End Tavern, which has been open here on Ingham Road since 1885. Queenslanders predominate here on the leeward slope of Castle Hill, and sometimes, if you're really lucky, you can find one with views across the river valley to Mount Stewart. Also unusual for an inner-city suburb, you can find some houses on massive blocks here, like this property on Martinez Avenue, which sits on a 1,374 square meter block. It sold in 2024 for $695,000. Housing prices here are all over the map, and the least expensive house at 48 Percy Street went for only $243,000. There's so much history in this suburb. During World War II, the Green Street bunker behind me was used by the RAF. Now it's the State Emergency Services Building.
Coming in at number 17 is Bluewater. If you've always wanted to live on the banks of a creek that meanders down from the rainforest, this is paradise. Acreage is the name of the game here, with most blocks over 2,000 square metres and full acres are extremely common. The median price for a family home in this suburb is $542,000, and the most expensive house that has ever sold is actually on the Bruce Highway. This stunning property sold for a whopping $1.2 million back in 2021. Possibly Townsville's most beautiful hike is located a short drive up the road just past the pineapple farm at Rolling Stone. If you take the track up to Rope Falls, you'll see a primal section of Townsville's rainforest that looks just like the mountains of Cairns.
Coming in at number 16 is Woogaroo. The funny thing about Woogaroo is that 70% of the houses we sell actually go back to Woogaroovians. That's right, if you grew up here, you tend to move back here. This suburb hugs the oceanwood side of Mount Stewart, and it's possibly the breeziest place in Townsville. It once was known as a lower class area, mainly due to the high amount of Housing Commission homes. However, in the last 3 years, prices have risen dramatically. The highest priced house ever sold in Woogaroo was sold in August 2024 by yours truly. This 5-bed, 3-bath home on a 5,465 square metre block smashed the previous record by almost $500,000, and the seller received $1.2 million. Woogaroo is wonderful because even though it has a deep suburban feel, it's less than 15 minutes from the CBD. In addition, some of Townsville's best shops are just down the road at Fairfield Central, making it super convenient for families.
Number 15 is Black River. There are 2 sides to Black River. On the south side of the Bruce Highway, there are mostly acre-sized blocks, while on the ocean side, you'll find properties 5 acres plus. With street names like Percheron and Arabian Place, it's easy to see why so many horse owners have settled in this area. From your front door, you can ride far lap down to the beach via the Black River riverbed. Just watch out for crocs. The median sale price in this suburb is $645,000. But don't let that fool you, as cutting-edge property sold this house behind me in 2022 for a record-breaking $1 million. And to this day, it stands as the highest sale price in the suburb of all time. From here, it's easy to go for a swim at one of Townsville's nicest beaches, Saunders Beach, which is about a 15-minute drive down the road.
Coming in at number 14 is Kelso. Because of its variety of different styles, Kelso can be one of Townsville's least expensive suburbs and also its most expensive. The median house price in Kelso is only $390,000. And then there's Kelso Country, which features big blocks right up to 10 acres. Equestrian lovers flock to these large properties and they can easily fetch between $800,000 to $1 million. The highest priced property ever sold in Kelso is here on Kelso Drive. This property sold for a staggering $1,365,000. Here you'll also find picturesque walking paths along the river all the way up to the Ross Dam.
Coming in at number 13 is Mount Low. While Mount Low has been established for decades, its popularity as a family-friendly suburb really took off in 2014 when Maidman opened the Sanctum developments. This brought a number of modern houses on larger blocks to the area, and often you can find family homes here up to 2,000 square metres. The most expensive house sold in this suburb was on Gundabluey Crescent and sold last year for over $1.2 million. But believe it or not, at the bottom of the market in 2019, you could pick up a modern 4-bedroom family home for as little as $270,000. Sanctum Park is popular amongst dog mums and human mums alike, with an off-leash dog park and a playground for the kids. Nearby shops at North Shore have made living here so convenient.
Number 12 is Shore, to impress. If you live in Shore, I can guarantee you have a front veranda. The building covenant for this suburb requires you to have a street-facing space for your family to gather, which gives a charming neighbourly feel to the area. Shore is one of Townsville's newest suburbs, and its convenient location gives you easy access to shopping at both Kerwin and North Shore. One of Townsville's best schools is also located here, St. Benedict's Catholic School. The median sale price here is $493,000. But the most expensive house ever sold in Shore is actually here on Lockton Street. This 4-bed, 2-bath home is only on a 503 square metre block, and it's sold for $830,000. This is another suburb built with a community garden, and I love it from my head to my toes.
And if you didn't get the joke, catch up. Coming in at number 11, proximity to the university, the hospital, the army base, and beautiful spots like this along the Ross River attract families from all over Australia to the suburb of Douglas. This is another suburb with a wide variation in the styles of homes that are built here and their price points. Cottages like the ones behind me could still be bought in 2023 for as little as $315,000. While the most expensive house in the suburb is just behind me. It's a 4-bed, 5-bath property that sold for $1,650,000 here on Inlet Retreat. The most expensive house sold in 2024 is here on Windara Avenue. Cutting Edge sold it for $1,050,000. Because of the narrow streets here, parking is often at a premium. Make sure when you select a house in Douglas, there's enough room for your family's vehicles. Often rental houses here are packed to the rafters with Australian Army soldiers and uni students, making street parking difficult to find. Townsville Rock-Wheelers maintain 38 kilometers of mountain biking tracks here, so if you're into downhill, this is the place to be.
And if you're into uphill, you'll love the Mount Louisa walking track located at the end of Bayswater Road. But that's not the only reason that families love this suburb. Sitting at number 10 on our list, Mount Louisa is a well-established suburb with elevated homes on both sides of the hill. Properties on High Vista Drive have great views across the city and out to Magnetic Island. We sold one of these homes this year for $790,000. Hidden amongst the standard 4-bed, 2-bath family homes, where the median price is $479,250, are some larger blocks on the Kerwin side of the hill. If you're looking for land size, you can occasionally pick up one, just like this one on Bamboo Crescent that sold this year for $640,000 and sits on an 800 square metre block. The highest priced house in Mount Louisa sold up on the hill on Phantom Place in 2021 for over $1.2 million. This suburb is great because from here it's easy to reach to Main Central, the shops of North Shore and the CBD in just a few minutes.
Often overlooked for more popular suburbs like Hyde Park and Misterton, our number 9, South Townsville, has so much to offer. And it's only a few minutes walk to Townsville's premier restaurant district here on Palmer Street. Even though it's bounded by Ross River and Ross Creek, the land in this suburb is higher than surrounding areas, and very little of it is prone to flooding. Some of the blocks here are simply enormous, and that leads to homeowners investing in huge renovation projects on their 1900s Queenslanders. The top sale in South Townsville in 2024 is just behind me at 38 Nelson Street. This house sold for $730,000 on over a 1,000 square meter block. And the record-setting sale for South Townsville is right here behind me at number 2 Comet Street. It sold for $950,000 back in 2022. Another reason locals love this suburb so much, it's less than a 5-minute drive from anywhere to the boat ramp where you can go directly to the Great Barrier Reef.
Coming in at number 8 is Bushland Beach. Bushland Beach is a beautiful suburb just 25 minutes north of the Townsville CBD. Residents enjoy grabbing fish and chips from the Pink Shop and walking their dogs along the beach. There are heaps of local amenities including a shopping centre, medical centre, service station and sporting facilities. This year I sold the highest priced 4-bedroom house in the suburb here at 84 Goycachia Drive. It sold for a cool $1.3 million. But the median sale price is $550,000, so you can still bag yourself a beachside bargain. Investors love Bushland Beach and are often outbidding locals on 4-bedroom homes here in 2024 as they compare Townsville's beachside area to major growth centres like the Gold Coast and Mooloolaba.
Coming in at number 7 is Kerwin. This is Townsville's largest and most popular suburb. Those who want to live here can choose from over 8,000 homes. However, only 38 of these are up for sale at the moment. This is Townsville's family-friendly capital, with access to heaps of schools, and shopping is easy here at Willow Shopping Centre. The median price in Kerwin is $450,000, and the highest achieving price in the suburb is $1,610,000 here on Golf Links Drive. This record-setting house sold in 2022, and it has 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and sits on a huge 4,202 square metre block. According to realestate.com.au, Kerwin is one of the 10 fastest selling suburbs in all of Queensland, with the average days on market being only 10 days.
It's leafy, it's green, it's a family favourite, and it's number 6 on our list. Of course, I'm talking about magical Mundingburra. Why does everyone love this suburb? It's full of character houses, it's close to the CBD, and of course, it's right on the river. This gives you access to cycling and walking paths that stretch for miles. The median sale price here is roughly $469,000, and it's a little bit higher than surrounding suburbs as the blocks here are generally bigger. The highest priced house ever sold in Mundingburra is actually right here behind me on Winifred Street, and it sold for $1.2 million. But you can still find renovator bargains like this house, which sold on Swale Street this year for $210,000. Oh, and it's on a 1,013 square metre block. What a steal!
Coming in at number 5 is Annandale. Why does everybody love Annandale so much? This is one of the few modern suburbs in Townsville where you can truly find a large number of unique custom properties. Houses here range in style, from Queenslanders to mid-century architectural masterpieces. Of course, people also love the suburb because kids growing up here can ride their bikes to some of Townsville's best schools like Annandale Christian College and Cathedral. The most expensive home sold in the suburb is on Fairlight Crescent behind me. It sold for $1.92 million in 2021. The median sale price for the suburb is $552,000, but in my opinion, living here is worth $1 million because there is no better way to end a summer's day than a twilight paddle on Applin's Weir in the Ross River.
Coming in at number 4 is Alice River. It's all about the acreage in Alice River. Here, there are two main developments, Rupert's Wood, that was opened up in the 1980s, and Mount Margaret, that was developed in the 2010s. Newer homes here tend to be on smaller blocks, but they still weigh in at about 2,000 square metres. The median house price here in Alice River is $775,000. The most expensive property ever sold in this suburb is here at Ken's Court. The property behind me sold for $1,625,000. Most properties here aren't allowed to have a pool because the rights to the groundwater are owned by Queensland Nickel. Often, however, if you find a house on the northern side of the suburb, you're allowed to drop one down.
Coming in at number 3 is Jensen. Here you'll find one of Townsville's most luxurious and modern developments, Eden Park. Homes in this tightly held pocket sell for up to $1.2 million, but we think we will see that record shattered in the next couple of years. This is one of the closest acreage areas to the Townsville CBD, and it's so popular because of its proximity to major shopping at North Shore. Some of the homes here were built in the 1980s, and if you're looking for a bargain to renovate on acreage, you can still find a great deal here. The median price here is $645,000, but the record-breaking home was sold at 17 Laws Court in 2022 for $1,460,000. There's big blocks here too. Once in a while, you'll find a property that spans 5 acres or more. Look out for them on Texas Road and Annabelle Road.
Coming in at number 2 is Castle Hill. The suburb with the highest median price in Townsville is undoubtedly Castle Hill. Elevated houses here offer views from Cape Cleveland to Hinchinbrook Island, and everyone who lives here enjoys cool sea breezes year-round. Because hillside construction is naturally more expensive and often involves geotechnical work, house prices here are certainly elevated. The median price here on Castle Hill is all the way up at $1,125,000, and the most expensive house that ever sold here is right behind me at number 8, The Point. It sold for a whopping $5,100,000 back in 2023. Another advantage of living here is that one of Townsville's best schools, Townsville Grammar, is just at the foot of Castle Hill in the suburb of North Ward. Why did we make North Ward number 1? Because with its beautiful surroundings and walkability score, this beachside suburb is the place to be. We're here on the Strand, Townsville's premier 5.7 kilometers of sandy beachfront. Here you can walk the dog, rollerblade, get gourmet food from cafes like the Spirited Goat, and swim laps in either of 2 giant public pools. In 2024, the median price in North Ward is $840,000, but the highest price home that ever sold here is right behind me on Victoria Street. It sold in 2022 for a whopping $4,500,000. Where do we routinely see amazing prices? Surprisingly, it's not at the beach, but up here on the hill at Alexandra Street. The large block size here and this elevated position leads to huge numbers for these houses. The proximity to the city, the beach, and some of Townsville's best restaurants makes North Ward number 1 in our book. Hey Australia, I hope this video on Townsville's best suburbs blew you away. We couldn't possibly cover every suburb, but we're gonna have a second go at it, so if you'd like to see your suburb highlighted, let us know in the comments and we'll get to it in the next video. If you're still watching, what are you doing? Get out there and check out an open home. But seriously, folks, I'd like to thank all of the people that made production of this huge video possible. The amazing Abigail, the sensational Sarah, the luxurious Lisa, and of course, Lights Camera Ashley, who filmed it. She always does an amazing job. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see some more information on the North Queensland market, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're about to do a series on how to buy a house in Queensland step by step, and you don't want to miss it.